What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay for you guys today, and today we're gonna have a look at The Last of Us Part 1 again, because it had a bunch of little patches and a 14 gigabyte patch, and we also got some new drivers that said they also improved the performance of this game. So I figured, why not see how it does at 1440p? Didn't really do very good on the Steam Deck or the 1080p version of the Asus G15 Advantage video I did. That one was pretty bad. We were in the 30s and 40s in the beginning sequence, and I didn't even know that because we did that opening sequence only on the Steam Deck, and I got all the way into the new town where you're like so many years later after the beginning and you're walking around with some girl, and then I stopped playing after there, and then we moved on to the Asus G15 Advantage. So I thought it'd be nice to test it through there and see if we can hit 60, and we couldn't at 1080, so we're probably not going to at 1440 either, but I still want to try anyway. So first we're just gonna go and put it on the same settings I had it at on the last version of 1080p, like what I had it at stock, and then we'll try high with FSR quality, and then we'll just try putting the game on low, as lowest possible settings. I feel like that should get us good enough, and I'm not going to bother with any screen or camera recorded video this time. No point, because I don't think it's going to run very good, and I like doing that when I'm actually showing you guys how the game runs, how it plays, and all that shit. Not you know, and especially on the desktops where it actually does get a little bit of some, you know, reduced FPS due to the recording in the background. But I probably won't even do that on the desktops. We'll see. I'll have to go and see what it's like with Shadowplay running and with it out. If it does actually make a meaningful difference, then hell yeah, we'll show it off with the camera just so you guys can see it's just, you know, the recording making it seem so bad and what have you. But in any case, let's stop blabbing. Let's go get this laptop hooked up to the capture computer. We'll go get my settings back to the way they were, I believe. All I gotta do is go pull up one of my old videos and I can just copy that real quick, so that'll be easy. So let's hop to it.
Well, all right, guys, let's have a look at my settings first at 1440p this time. Probably won't run much better, if at all. Technically, since we're at higher resolution, you'd think it'd run worse, but if we were CPU bottlenecked, it'll run about the same, or possibly it might gain a frame or two. It's not going to work miracles and go from 30 all the way up to 60 plus all of a sudden. That's just not going to happen, but I'm curious to see if we still kind of run the same FPS, we get a teeny tiny bit more, or get way lower. Alright though, that is the bottom. So, now let's go hop on into the game and see how it plays at 1440p. Well, here we are. My settings at the pretty much beginning of the hardest to run spot, or hardest spot I found in the whole game to run, is the beginning here with all the people running, the zombies attacking, explosions. So we're definitely getting a little less FPS than we were before. We were close to, well, no, about the same. A little less though, because we were getting 57, 56 here. So we lost like 5, 6 FPS, it seems.
Here, baby. Come, give me your hand. What is it?
And then we were still in the 50s here too.
We're gonna need to run. God. Keep us safe. Come on, baby.
But alright, let's see what it does the rest of the time though. This part doesn't seem that different. It might have lost 2 FPS or so. But it seems generally similar to 1080p, really. And we still drop down to the same 35, 36 here. So yeah, no, even at 1440p, it still seems stuck at around the same FPS in this area. So I don't know if the CPU is just bottlenecking the GPU too much, if it's just too CPU intensive of a game. It's not like this CPU is trash. I mean,
We're gonna get out of this.
it's a Zen 3 CPU. It's a 5800. It's pretty much a laptop 5800X. Obviously, it's power limited like crazy, but it should be able to handle a game like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure the consoles have a Zen 2 CPU, so, which would be like a 3000 series CPU, I believe.
He's dead. God damn it. We're almost there. We're almost there, baby. They're getting through the fence. Keep going. Find a way out of here. Come on. Go.
Gotta get through the door, because they are coming for us.
He's gonna be fine.
So nice to be able to just pause and get through little cutscenes when I don't need to watch them.
closer. Dad?
We're trying to concentrate on running and not dying. Well, now that guy's gonna get up and chase after us too. But yeah, it doesn't really seem to be too different. Definitely lost a little FPS, but not as much as I would have thought. Anyway, moving on. Now let's go try what we tried on 1080p and just try turning a little FSR on with a high preset. So we're gonna try quality, just like we did before, and just see what it does. And then as you can see here, we've got the rest of the game on high. So let's just get down to the bottom real quick here. And there we go. We've reached the bottom. So let's go see how this does. It probably won't do good, but only one way to find out is to go and give it a shot. Well, all right, here we are. We got FSR on, the game on high.
Get back, man. Get back.
All right, I think we've gained a little teeny tiny bit of FPS here because we were dropping into the 40s getting out of the truck before on my settings. And now we're more close to what we were getting at 1080p, but we're at 960p, so that makes sense.
Dad?
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Come on, give me your hand. What is it?
My leg hurts.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
We're gonna need to run. God. Keep us safe.
You gotta keep us safe, man, otherwise we're all going to die. All right, this part's about the same, though. We're always in the 40s on this particular street. And then we always drop down to 36 to 35 over here once that car comes and blows up. Yep, 36 to 35, just like always. So, yeah, there's got to be like something either wrong with the game or I'm CPU bottlenecking like crazy. One of the two. Because there's no reason this should not be able to play on this laptop with decent settings and pretty much 60 FPS the whole time.
We're gonna get out of this. I promise.
At least not, obviously it won't if you max the thing out. Because this thing's pretty much a little more powerful than the PS5, but optimization and all that ends up being pretty equal in all end of the day. CPU is more powerful though. But the PlayStation 5 also doesn't play this on all high settings either.
He's dead. God damn it.
Yeah, we're in the 40s down here again, just like we were.
They're getting through the fence. Keep going.
Glad I'm doing these tests though. This is very interesting. It seems like you really do just need like a really beast of a PC to play this game. Because so far, only my desktop PCs have given me decent playable frame rates with this thing. Because the Steam Deck crashes, but be honest, I was never expecting that to play this game. Not until they do their magic and give it Steam Deck-esque settings. Which they might as well just port the PS4 version to the Steam Deck at this rate. They'd have better luck. PS5 version is just not going to run without lots and lots and lots of optimization. And they're trying to just get the damn thing to work at all on all PCs, like as you see here. This is not really acceptable. Anyway, though, let's move on. Well, all right. Now, my last idea, just like on 1080p, is I wanted to turn FSR off, but then run the game on low, just to see what would happen. So, let's go get through all these settings real quick. I'll go show you the low preset real quick, just to show you there's no funny business. Like I didn't just put one or two low things on low on the top and be like, all right. Though I don't know how you would cheat. You can't really go lower than low, you know what I'm saying? But still, it also makes this a whole lot easier when I'm doing my descriptions and doing the timestamps. Way easier than just looking through and being like, all right, where do I start talking and hope that I actually said something about changing to the next setting or whatever. Anyway, though, we've reached the bottom, so to the game. All right. Low settings now.
Get back, man. Get back.
And we seem to be pretty much at the same FPS we were at when we were on high settings with FSR. Only now the game looks like poo-poo. It all looks like the dookie. Like, I don't even think the PS4 version looks this bad. Though the PS4 version couldn't dream about hitting 60 FPS either, I don't think. Unless it looked worse than this. Because PS4 is nowhere near as powerful as my laptop. Not even close.
I'm here, baby.
That's more of a Steam Deck comparison right there. And that's why I like the Steam Deck. It's literally a portable PlayStation, so it's like a PlayStation Portable in your hand. Only you can not just be limited to PlayStation games. You can play whatever the hell you want. Some games require some tinkering, but some games just don't work too, like most online games that have anti-cheat. There are exceptions to that rule, of course, like Elden Ring.
Daddy, I'm scared.
And I'm sure there's other ones, but a lot of the times I see not compatible, and then the reason is, oh, anti-cheat is not compatible with Proton. Oh, still the same 36 FPS there. That is so interesting. I'm very, very glad I did this little test after all these updates. I don't know what my laptop would have gotten with the launch version of the game, since we were already way past this part. We did this whole part with the Steam Deck, got all the way into the city, and I think right before like the Fireflies started attacking. I think that's about where I stopped on the Steam Deck and started up on the Asus G15 Advantage, so I had no idea how I handled this. So I wanted to come back and see how I handled it, and I'm glad I did, because it's not very good. Mind you, this kind of performance is only probably at the beginning of the game here. So I'm going to wait a little while till some more updates come out for this thing, and then we'll try again later. But we're going to wait for some big-ass updates here before we try this again. And on the Steam Deck, I'm just going to wait until it gets verified, or playable, whichever,
We're almost there, baby.
and see if it gets any better then and doesn't crash constantly and actually goes back to letting me play the game. That'd be at really trashy-looking resolutions and graphics settings, but hey, at least it was playing it. Not good FPS or anything, but it didn't crash. I still said it was not a playable game on the Steam Deck, though, so I still stand by that, but it's even worse now. Now it crashes on top of being pretty bad FPS.
They're getting closer.
We dropped all the way down, I think, 16 on that thing, which is way under my limit. 30 is my absolute limit on that thing. And that's just because it's basically a controller in your hand, so I can deal with 30 FPS and 40 FPS with a controller. Not with the keyboard and mouse, though. I need my 60-ish. Anyway, though, why don't we now go and wrap this video on up?
Well, alright guys, that's the wrap for The Last of Us Part 1 at 1440p, and in reality it really didn't seem to do that much different than 1080p. At least in the same areas, we're always dropping down into the 30s, it might be a FPS or two difference, but it's always about the same. So, at least in the beginning of the game, this thing just is incapable of maintaining 60 FPS no matter what you do, which is really sad because everything about this laptop should be on par with or faster than the PS5. The GPU is faster, the CPU is much faster, the only thing that's not as fast is the SSD. It's an old Gen 3. It's not even Gen 4. So it maxes out at like 3200 megahertz or whatever. But that doesn't mean it's garbage. So, and I have 32 gigs of RAM. So it's not like I'm like completely maxed out on the RAM either. That's why I like having 32. Most of the time you do not need it. But every once in a while when one of those horribly optimized games comes around, well, sometimes you need it. But in any case, I would still say this game is a pretty big shit show unless you have like a top of the line PC to brute force it. And hell, we might learn that that's not even enough here because I'm gonna go try the exact same stuff with my secondary and primary computer, and we'll see if even they can stay above 60 in the beginning of the game here. Maybe they can't. That would be kind of sad. But in any case, I was gonna say, if this is your only PC, just like with the Steam Deck, skip it for now. It needs a lot more time in the oven. But with the same people who made Arkham Knight, I am not that surprised. And it's probably going to take about the same amount of time for it to be playable as Arkham Knight did. Well, maybe not quite that long, because Naughty Dog is still there going, hey, you make that work. You're making us look bad. Well, technically, a lot of the people are just saying, nah, your PCs are too weak, man. It's like, nope, this thing is more powerful than PS5. Sorry, that's not the problem. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys for this particular video. I sure hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.